Welcome back alive, you guys. This is episode 5, I believe, and I'm going to be talking about a topic that is really, I always say it's always dear to my heart, but it is. This one is about cultivating self confidence. It's actually a little chapter in The Shift, which is my mini course. It's basically talking about how to cultivate a different sort of energy, a different sort of vibe within yourself. I think it does stem from a few things. It's easy to fake confidence, but how can you tell if it's real? These are a few little breakdowns that I gave you. I hope this you can follow along and it makes a lot of sense and it really clicks in for you. Confidence is usually self-trust within yourself, and it's also an unwavering energy of just knowing who you are and not being afraid to show it. Let's get into it. Internal foundation. What does internal foundation even mean? Internal foundation is about your insecurities and working on your insecurities. It's also about how much you love yourself and self-love. Also about how you speak to yourself. This is genuinely how you speak to yourself on a day-to-day basis. Going out and doing things that scare you, how can you calm down your nervous system in a way that actually feels good to you? Last but not least is your identity and who you decide to be and how secure you are in that identity and how confident you are in that identity. Part 2 is going to be about self-trust and discipline, and this one's a huge one. So holding yourself accountable to the promises that you keep, keeping those promises that you make is a huge factor into just knowing who you are and keeping that solid foundation in who you are. Because if you know who you are and you know that you're disciplined and you know you show up for yourself, nobody else can shake you away from that. Nobody else can tell you that you are not who you say you are or that you're a certain type of person or what you know is wrong, because everything about what you do and your actions speaks way louder than what you tell them or what you can say about yourself. Also, doing things before you feel ready and putting yourself out there and testing yourself again and again and again. People think that confident people go out there and do things because they're just brave and they don't have self-doubt at all. It's not at all true. They just have the audacity to go out there and do it even though they're scared. Part 3 is external expression. This is many things. This is investing in yourself, investing in your knowledge. This is investing in a gym membership. This is investing in a new wardrobe that makes you feel good. This is investing in makeup. I know these are all material things, but a lot of times it does help with the confidence level. If you feel good, that aura speaks loudly. Working on your appearance and glow goes hand in hand in that. When you dress up and you look good, you feel good. If I'm going out with a bun on top of my head and, I've got a baggy t-shirt on, am I beautiful? Absolutely. I'm always beautiful in every form that I come in. However, I am not going to want to sit there and be on stage and talk to 100,000 people in that. I'm just not going to radiate as much as I do when I dress up and I do my makeup because I know I fucking look fierce. You know what I'm saying? It's an interesting concept. There's actually studies that prove, especially on women, that when they dress up and they wear makeup and they look good, they make more money. It's just how it is. You're more trustworthy. People tend to trust you more because they know that you take care of yourself and you invest in yourself. Environment and standards, and this actually has a lot to just do with what you're going to put up with and who you surround yourself with and where you surround yourself with. If you're constantly hanging out with low vibrational people, you're not going to vibrate very high. This goes with self-confidence. If you are a shitty person and you know that, you're not going to feel very good about yourself in the long term. Thus, that does show. That shows in the way that you talk to people. That shows in the way that you act. It's very clear who's actually very secure in themselves versus who is wildly insecure, and it manifests in interesting behaviors. And last, for part 3, is detaching from validation, not giving a fuck what other people think of you and not doing things because you want validation, doing things because it's coming from your source, it's coming from your heart, it's coming from your brain, mind, body, soul, and you want to put that into the world instead of just doing things because you want to be validated by other people. It shows that you're insecure, it shows that you don't know your worth, it shows that you need somebody else to hold your hand and tell you that you're a lovely person and that you're doing a good job. If you know you're doing a good job, no one's going to question you. Let's rewind a little bit back. Okay, so we are going to start with your internal foundation. How you speak to yourself matters, and your repetition on just all of that creates your identity. Your nervous system is always listening to how you speak about yourself. So if you are speaking lowly about yourself, that you're not smart, that you're not capable, that you're not confident, that you're too scared, guess what? You're going to be that. You're just going to be a terrified person. You're going to be everything that you say that you are, and your nervous system shows that. It's no question. People actually unconsciously rehearse insecurity daily by the way that they talk to themselves and the way that they handle challenging situations. So instead of, say you have a challenge at work and you freak out and you crumble and you crumble and you crumble, instead of saying, I know how to deal with this, let's figure it out, let's find a solution, you crumble and you think, oh my God, how stupid of me. I'm such an idiot. And you start like bashing yourself mentally and you want to hide from the world and you just crumble in your abilities to take care of a problem and solve it. That is the mere difference between confidence and like as someone who's a confident worker and someone who's an insecure, not confident worker. Someone who doesn't find a solution to a problem quickly because they constantly question themselves and just their ability to stand up and become a rock and a like authoritative person. That's the difference between someone who's confident and someone who's not. It's point blank. Like that's just the difference. Is how that person talks to themselves internally. So be sure that your internal dialogue is a mere match to someone who is confident and someone who knows their worth and someone who knows they're smart, capable, loving, strong, all the good little words, you know what I'm saying? I am strong. I am confident. I am capable. I am, all the I ams that your nervous system's listening, the world's listening, your mind's listening. Your mind also does not understand the difference between a truth and a lie. So if you even joke about being stupid, your mind's not going to be able to tell the difference. So speak kindly to yourself. Even like plants listen to shit. So I always speak kindly to you, my love. You're beautiful. You're growing. You're outside. Okay. And confidence also starts with your nervous system safety being a big just part of how you show up. So say that you're about to go on stage and speak in front of millions of people. Okay, million, that's a lot. But thousands of people, even hundreds of people, maybe even 10. You are afraid to be judged. You are afraid to be perceived. You are afraid that someone's going to make fun of you. You're afraid to be wrong. All of those things show up in your body language. It shows up in the way that you speak. It shows up in just everything about your aura. So if you train your nervous system that I am safe to even be wrong, I am safe to speak up here and speak my authentic truth. I am safe. I am grounded. Everything about me is, like I have the knowledge inside of me. I don't need my words don't need to be exactly correct and exactly to the T of a script so people can dissect exactly what I mean and it be truth. Like even if I am wrong, even if my truth doesn't land the way that it's supposed to, I am still safe. I am still okay. I am still smart. I am still very capable of speaking about a topic that I know a lot about. Even just doing this podcast, I have to constantly reset my nervous system, and everybody who does has to reset their nervous system to be trained that they are safe, they are wise, they are capable. Like people shrink themselves because they are afraid to really show up every single color of the rainbow that they are. So, they leave words out, they leave mannerisms out, they leave a lot of information or the shit that they really want to say out because they're afraid that people are going to judge them. I used to be afraid, for example, like I cuss a lot and I also say like a lot. I stutter in the way that I speak. And a lot of me held back from even speaking because I was too afraid to cuss on camera and for people to say, oh, she's a potty mouth. Oh, she's ignorant. Oh, she's arrogant. Oh, she's, a loudmouth. She's just yapping. And yeah, I am yapping, but I know what I'm talking about. Like even then I censored myself. I'm still working on it too. Everybody's still working on it too, baby. It's just the difference of me showing up and me constantly regulating my nervous system throughout this versus someone who's too scared to even show up. That's the difference, is someone who's practicing those little secret skills. The body has to feel safe with being seen before confidence even truly lands. And I'll end it on that one. Another big point on internal foundation is self-love is not big enough without self-respect. And this one's a really strong section because confidence grows when your actions match your words. Okay, so for instance, let's use my personal training job as a example. So if I told someone to follow a plan, yet I didn't follow any sort of plan myself, would I feel that that coach is confident in telling me what I need to do? Probably not. I always watch when people practice what they preach before I use it myself. So if I see somebody that's completely out of shape and they just read a book and they have no idea what they're talking about because they've never implemented it themselves, I can't trust that. I don't really trust you. And I feel like there's part of you that's just lying to yourself to get through this. And I need someone who's confident. I need someone who knows what they're talking about. Need someone who has implemented the work, if that makes any sense. And this starts with just the standards that you set for yourself. So if you are constantly preaching about meditating every day and you don't even do that yourself and you tell someone that's the magic fix, like, no. I could see right through it. You're preaching from a script. I need to know that you actually do it, and I need to know that it actually works. And it's also choosing yourself repeatedly. So showing up when you're tired, showing up when you feel like you don't have it all figured out, leaving situations that just don't align with your highest being and your highest good, things that don't align with who you actually are, and choosing yourself repeatedly. If you don't trust yourself to keep yourself in safe situations and to keep yourself in situations that make you happy, how are other people going to trust you? Especially if you are a coach or in a container or just going out there in general, how are people going to trust you if you don't trust yourself? Self-confidence, and I will tell you this, like every time that I have betrayed my word by saying, I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm going to, go to the gym every day, eat healthy, yada, yada. And then I would go have a drink with friends and keep putting myself in situations that I told myself I was not going to do. That automatically reaffirms that I cannot align my word with my action. And the more that you align your actions with your words, the more that you are able to trust yourself because your word has so much power. Ooh, the Four Agreements, if you've ever read that book, but the power in the word, keeping your word. So that alone is going to cultivate so much confidence within yourself because if you show up and say what you say what you mean, that is going to radiate a very strong energy from you. And it means that your word actually has power to it. When your words have no power to it, what you say does not have that armor around it, that I got this energy around it. It has that like leaky, flowy, oh, she says anything out of her mouth. How can I trust that? Showing up again and again and for yourself all day is how confidence grows because you got you. You don't need anybody else, any validation, anything to show up for yourself. Let's move to part 2, self-trust through action. And this also goes hand in hand just with me saying your words need to align with your action as well. This is a good little quote. So, confidence is built in discomfort. Nobody feels ready at first. Action creates evidence and repetition removes fear. Just imagine the kid that has practiced 100 times how to jump off the diving board. Do you think that kid's going to be 10 times more confident to jump off the diving board or even do a cartwheel or even do other things that make them scared in life? Absolutely. Versus the kid that never went and tried that, the kid that never jumped off the diving board because he was too scared, he didn't practice that muscle of doing things that scared him. The more you do something, the more confident that you are in that movement, the more confident you are trying new things. And the repetition makes it less scary. The first time for everything is always scary, but the more that you practice just doing new things and putting yourself out of your comfort zone, you become a very strong, resilient person. And after a while, it seems like nothing scares you. The version of you that you're going to admire is built through unshakable repetition and things that make you uncomfortable. Number 5, discipline creates identity. So your workouts, your habits, your routines, your consistency, your posture, and your presence creates who you are. Being conscious of all of that, being conscious of your habits, how you speak to people, how you show up, how you hold yourself. That is going to create the foundation of your inner world. Overall, just kind of ties around into embodiment, into a confident human being. Self-trust through action is just working on your bravery and working on being wrong and working on training your nervous system to really ground and be okay with being imperfect. A confident person isn't perfect at all. They seem perfect. They seem like they nail it every time. But confidence really is truly the ability to do it anyway, even though you don't feel ready, or the ability to show up even though you don't feel your best. It's a resilient quality to have. It's confidence. It's just someone who fucking does it anyway. Deconstruct your self-beliefs also. So what you believe about yourself is going to be how you show up to the world. And you need to constantly rewire your brain to believe really positive things about yourself. There's always one person that you know who is so wrong in everything that they're saying, but they say it so confidently because they truly, they believe it's true. They just have the nerve to go out there and do it. I envy people who can show up anyway, even though they're not right or even though they are so unprepared. And if you're a perfectionist, you don't relate to this at all because perfectionists are the number one people who appear not confident because they just really need to get everything correct. And that's okay. There is confidence in doing something even though you're wrong, and there's something wildly attractive about it too. I just remember in school, the one guy that would always just kind of act cocky, even though he wasn't like the best player or the best whatever, he just acted cocky. That attitude is so magnetic for some reason, and people fall for it. People listen to it. I don't want to bring up politics, but there's a certain someone in politics who's very confident in just everything they do. Even though they're wrong, it's kind of like a quality that does show up in narcissists and in insane people. But adopt some of it, because if you are someone who has a lot of value and you actually know from your heart that what you need to create or that what you want to put out in this world is magic, adopt some of that. Adopt some of that fuck it energy, because it is so magnetic and it goes way farther than someone who's a perfectionist and didn't decide to show up. Confidence is everything, baby. Another way that you could work on your confidence is part 3, your external expression. Going to the gym, making sure that you feel strong in even that repetition, also being confident in the gym. You're not confident the first time, but when you're strong and you know what you're doing and you could actually do a pull-up and you look like a badass doing it, you're going to become confident. Why? Because you've done it 1,000 times. Why? Because you did it even though you weren't perfect. You wanted to show up anyway, and now you went from the insecure person in the gym to the most confident person in the gym because you know what you're doing. This kind of goes into internal foundation as well, meaning your external expression. I think it ties into it. Become strong by just knowing things, learning things, the ability to dive into something that you don't know. Knowledge is power, confidence is key, is just what I like to say. The more that you know, the easier it is for you to be able to say it. And I was kind of talking about this with the personal training thing, is that person does know, but they don't actually do it. A person that knows and a person that actually does it and that applies their knowledge to action, I'm going to trust that person way more than the person who just read a book on it. If you know what you're talking about and you can tell by the way that you speak and you can back it up with facts and you actually do it yourself, that can cultivate a very confident coach, a very confident speaker, a very confident business owner, a very confident human. So investing in yourself, investing in your knowledge, investing in a new wardrobe that makes you feel like your higher self, investing in a gym membership so you can get stronger, investing in time for working out or time for making a good dinner for yourself. Like, these self-love actions cultivate just kind of an appearance of who you are. It adds value. So you are a valuable person based off of the investments that you make in yourself. And that can be knowledge. That can be the food that you eat. That can be the knowledge that you consume, what you watch on social media, anything. You drink good water, your skin's going to look amazing. You eat good food, your skin's going to look amazing. Your body's going to look amazing and strong. A strong foundation is the key to confidence as well. Environment and standards. People that think highly of you are really going to affect your confidence. People that think you're kind of a joke, people that don't see your vision, see the highest version of yourself, essentially don't believe in you, people that are jealous of you, people that are not your true friends are really going to bring you down. And whether you realize it or not, your confidence is going to show in that. For me, like, example, if I hung out with people that were cringing at the fact that I did motivational content and they made fun of people like that, that would subconsciously, even though I know what I'm doing is helpful and what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to do, that person seeing my content would make me cringe. And surrounding myself with people that just don't believe in my ultimate vision, my ultimate power, that's going to bring me down over time. So make sure that the people that you surround yourself with and the environments that you surround yourself with are positive. And then last but not least, for your external expression is detach from validation. Please, dear Lord, detach from validation. I think if you're doing anything to please other people, or you're doing anything because you want compliments from other people, or you need that validation, you need to feel good about yourself, anything from other people outside of yourself, that is going to reflect on insecurities that you are trying to validate. When you are doing things to validate other people, you are not validating yourself, and you have yet to validate yourself, and you have yet to cultivate a confidence of inner knowing within yourself. So really just do things for you. Do things because they light you up. Do things because it's your life path. Do things because it makes you feel good. If you're constantly doing things to reaffirm other people, you're insecure. At the end of the day, it is self-conscious. And ooh, that word's interesting. Self-conscious. Consciousness. Self-consciousness. Interesting. Investing in your experiences. That's also a good one. Investing in your health, skincare, fitness, style, education, and experiences. The way you care for yourself communicates worth to your subconscious. So someone who does just kind of get ready every single day sees the value in that. They see the value in themselves because they know they deserve it. And I think that's a really huge part, is like, you're going to spoil someone that you know deserves it, right? So spoil yourself first. So make that come from you first. Confidence isn't becoming somebody else. It's about removing everything that taught you to abandon yourself. The most magnetic people out there are usually the ones that are the most self-connected. So people that are connected to themselves, their worth, their values, it's unshakable, unwavering confidence is glowing from them because they are not afraid to be themselves, because that's not them. It doesn't make them feel good. They know their value, they know their worth, and they put it out there in the world. They have developed a connection within themselves that is so powerful and so strong. Nothing out there, no matter how much they put themselves out there, can destroy it. Boom. Ooh, that was good. That was good. Maybe that's what confidence really is at the end of the day. It's not becoming louder. It's not becoming somebody else. It's not convincing the world of your worth. It's returning yourself so deeply that you no longer abandon yourself to fit into a box of somebody else's standards, to become somebody else for approval. Confidence is built every single time you keep a promise to yourself. It's built every time you choose growth over comfort, every time you stop waiting for permission and you just move anyway. So if this episode resonated with you at all, please share it to someone who might need it. Confidence is not something that, happens overnight. It's a daily practice. It's a daily muscle, I promise you. But small changes matter. It's going to show up eventually. And when you can carry yourself without apologizing, you got yourself, you know who you are. You don't need to fake it anymore. If you are in a season of just shedding old identities and becoming a more confident version of yourself because you are so sick of playing small and playing this game of everybody else's world, I fucking see you. Like, I see you. I really, truly do. I think I speak for many people when I say that we've all been there. We did not come to this earth to be small, to be insecure, to be someone who doesn't, show up to the world and to themselves. We came to this planet to be the most powerful version of ourselves, and that does include the most confident. I see you. You're not alone. It can be fixed. It can be reversed. It's just practicing every day of loving yourself. It's a deep self-love and self-knowing of who you are and how you show up to this world and the value that you bring to this world. I think that's it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing growth. Thank you for becoming more alive every single day. And thank you for channeling or just tuning into this channel. Thank you for being you. Thank you for wanting to be a better human being. Thank you for coming back alive. That's all. Stay tuned for the next episode. Follow me on Instagram, Kelly Jack. We will have many more episodes after this. This one, again, is one of my favorite ones because I feel like confidence is something that I've tried so hard to build my entire life and really didn't sink in until my late 20s to 30s. So you'll get there. I promise you. I've got the mini course available. I was talking about that earlier. That teaches you how to rewire your brain into beliefs and systems that actually work for the reality that you want. So it's deconditioning and then conditioning. It's called The Shift. You can go through and find me on Instagram. I'll put a link in the description. I also do one-on-one training. So if you do want a private mentorship, that is available as well. Books are coming out soon, so please sign up to my email list. There's going to be so much more coming out, and I can't wait for you guys to join all of that. Maybe I'll make a whole course on self-confidence because this was just a quick episode of me touching on certain things, but maybe that will be next, is how to become magnetic, how to become glowy, how to become attractive, how to become confident, because really that's all attractiveness is someone that's confident or someone who's gifted, smart, talented, knows it. That's the most attractive quality, is someone who knows their worth. I love you guys. See you guys in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being you. Thank you for coming back alive. Love you.